Okay, welcome back to the channel, welcome back. So, Deontay Wilder, the Bronze Bomber, and Gervonta Tank Davis. You might think to yourself, why have I brought up a subject about these two? Or why am I even talking about these two? And I'll tell you the reason is because I see a similarity between these two guys. Both of these guys are from the US, Wilder being from Alabama, and Gervonta Davis being from Maryland, Baltimore, right? Both of these guys have got a big reputation for being a knockout puncher, right? Both of these guys being champions in their respective weight division. Obviously, there's a big gap between the two guys. Deontay Wilder being a heavyweight and Gervonta Tank Davis being a 135-pound fighter, a lightweight fighter. So, look, I believe he was at featherweight when he started. So anyway, the comparisons between these two guys for me is uncanny. As I said, both guys are big punchers. Both guys have had the admiration of the US boxing fans, right? And here's how I'm going to dig into this and get a little bit more, have a bit of a deeper dive into this and let you know what I'm actually thinking. Because look, both guys refuse to face top opposition. All right, we know Wilder has eventually, right? Because I'm just trying to show you the path of where Deontay Wilder, the path that Deontay Wilder has set out, and I believe it's the same path that Tank Davis is going down, right? He doesn't want to fight any champions, right? Dennis Baranchyk had a belt, a WBO belt. I'm sure if Team Davis had called out to Baranchyk's team, they would have jumped at that fight rather than the Keyshawn Davis fight, because it would have been a bigger money fight. So Tank does not want to unify. Does that ring a bell to you? Deontay Wilder did not want to unify. He was happy with his one WBC belt, right? Tank's been known for putting hydration clause on many fighters. I can't attribute this to Wilder because Wilder's at heavyweight and you can't do that. So we're gonna leave that one out. But both fighters have been protected by the PBC and Al Heyman, right? The opponents have been carefully selected. A lot of them are in-house fights. So, you know, they can kind of like, you know, we saw the Luis Ortiz fight where it looked kind of rigged, you know, the first fight, where Wilder was receiving treatment and, you know, there was nothing wrong with him. The doctor come in, he was getting his ass beat by old man Ortiz and the doctor came in and saved him. Probably a little call from Al Heyman, go over there and save my cash cow quickly, man, my WBC champion. But anyway, look, I just see it like this. Deontay Wilder didn't want to fight anybody, and then when he finally did, he got exposed. First off, Tyson Fury came back and he beat Helenius. And then he got exposed by Joseph Parker, former champion, and Zhilei Zhang. Knocked him out cold. I just think the same thing's going to happen to Tank Davis. I think he's going to avoid all these fighters, avoid all the best fighters around his division, 135, 140, around those divisions. And, you know, eventually, look, he's 30 years old. Tank Davis is 30. He's not no young guy no more. He's not no spring chicken. He's 30 years old. And I think I can see this happening at the back end of his career when he hasn't made as much money as he would like to, and he can still see there's money fights out there. You got Turkey Al-Sheikh with the Riyadh season. You got a whole host of promoters out there that would like to put on fights with Gervonta Davis outside of the PBC. And I can just see it like this. Tank's just going to get to the point where he's not made that much money and he's at the back end of his career, and some of that Turkey's going to say, come Saudi and fight, right? Does that remind you of something? Deontay Wilder. He's going to go over there and he's going to get his ass beat firmly, get his ass spanked. And everyone's going to say, well, you know what? He wasn't that great anyway, man. He didn't fight nobody. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you this now. Gervonta Tank Davis is a hype job. He is a hype job. He's been around for best part of a decade and he hasn't fought nobody. So we really don't know how good he is. We know he has knockout power. He knocked Ryan out, but he knocked Ryan down, well, basically, and Rolly Romero, but these guys were on hydration clauses. So we really don't know how good he is, right? So I'm saying it like this. At the back end of his career, we're going to see how good Gervonta Tank Davis really is when he needs that dough, that bread, and he steps into the ring in his mid-30s, and I think he's going to get laid out.